gentlemen, the class of 2017.
You may be seated. Let's begin with a prayer. O gracious God, this is a day to celebrate and this is a day to give thanks because we do not make it to this place on our own. We give you thanks for the support of parents who made Collegiate School a possibility, for the commitment of faculty and staff who made a meaningful education a reality, for faithful friends who made this place a community, and for all those who contributed to the Graduates Pass so that they stand on the threshold of a great future. We are grateful to have been a part of our students' journey, and we ask that you help them take the best that we have offered them and use it to live into the person you have called each one of them to be. Amen.
Reverend Moss, thank you for your meaningful and fitting invocation. Parents, grandparents, family, friends, faculty, staff, students, members of the Board of Trustees, and our distinguished speaker, the Honorable Eric Holder, it is my privilege to welcome you to commencement in the school's 389th year. Today, we honor and celebrate the class of 2017 in their final moving up ceremony at Collegiate School. So one more time to the class of 2017. Students speaking this morning are Student Government President Stephen Kushner, Nathan Ashani, elected by his classmates, and valedictorian Thomas Maharis. Steve.
It is a great honor to introduce our commencement speaker today, Attorney General Eric Holder. Mr. Holder was born in the Bronx and grew up in East Elmhurst, Queens, graduating from Stuyvesant in 1969. Mr. Holder went to college at Columbia University, where he earned his BA in American History. Mr. Holder then continued to earn his JD from Columbia Law in 1976. Mr. Holder spent his first summer out of law school working for the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund. The following year, he began work with the United States District Attorney. Between 1976 and 1988, Mr. Holder worked with the U.S. Justice Department's Public Integrity Section. In 1988, President Ronald Reagan appointed Mr. Holder to serve on the Superior Court of the District of Columbia. 5 years later, President Bill Clinton appointed Holder as the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. In 1997, Holder was named Deputy Attorney General. Under the Obama administration, Mr. Holder became the first African-American man to serve as the United States Attorney General. As the 82nd Attorney General, Holder was the catalyst to many developments and decisions spanning fields of national defense, civil rights, and criminal investigation and prosecution. Attorney General Holder is most famous for refusing to defend a law that defined marriage as between one man and one woman, suing North Carolina and Texas over voting restrictions that disproportionately affect minorities and the elderly, launching 20 investigations of abuses by local police departments, and using his bully pulpit to lobby Congress to reduce prison sentences for nonviolent drug crimes, which unfairly target minority communities. Mr. Holder is truly an inspiration, and we are lucky to have him here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Attorney General Eric Holder.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, come on, folks. Good morning. This is a happy occasion. Now, Stephen, let me give you a little advice. I'm a person of an age, so when you're introducing somebody my age, you don't have to use the dates, okay? You know, just say he graduated from high school, he went to college. You can have people going, 1969, man, that guy's old, you know? It is a great pleasure to be here today on the occasion of your graduation. It's wonderful to be back in my hometown and near all of my alma maters. I know very well this school's commitment to academic excellence and also to community service, and I applaud the faculty and the staff who work so hard to teach and also to inspire. To the students, I offer my sincerest congratulations. Your graduation from this great school should always be a source of great pride to you. Your accomplishment speaks to your intellectual power, your hard work, and your commitment. And I am very honored to be in the presence of so many outstanding young men here today. Now, I certainly congratulate all of you on the great accomplishments for which you are being recognized today. I also want to congratulate the parents and other caregivers who are here today. Raising children is never easy, trust me, I know that. But you have had to raise these fine young men during a particularly difficult time in our nation's history. I know that it was not always easy, but guess what? You succeeded. Though we deservedly recognize the class of 2017 here today, we also, I think, are in fact recognizing the great work that you parents and others did. So feel proud of what you all have done. I congratulate you also. And in particular, I want to congratulate Carol and Bill Lewis. I told you I was going to embarrass you. Longtime friends who've done a great job in raising Andrew. So Andrew, where are you? Raise your hand. There you go. I have two girls, and you know they're just a little too old for him. But he'd be a darn. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to ask the class of 2017 to stand, to turn, and to give a standing ovation to the people to whom you owe so much for this momentous day. So stand up and give them a hand of applause. Well done, well done. Ask for increases in your allowances. You all stand today at the end of one part of your lives. Your adolescence is over, and you are now poised to enter the adult world. Your entry into adulthood is rightly a cause of celebration, as childhood is filled with new and often exhilarating challenges and opportunities. But the ability to make your own decisions about the direction of your life and the accompanying feeling of freedom and independence are among the exciting aspects of adulthood that lie ahead of you. Now, I have no doubt that all of you will make intelligent and informed choices in these matters and will enjoy happiness and success in whatever paths that you choose. I feel that I would be remiss, however, if I did not speak at least briefly about the unique challenges that may confront you as young men. While things in 2017 are much different and better than they were when I graduated from high school, as you heard, it wasn't during the Lincoln administration, but back in 1969, you all must be prepared to deal with a world that is still imperfect and at times unprincipled and insensitive. We have seen tremendous progress in our nation. We have more people who have become successful based on what they know as opposed to who they are or who they know than at any other time in our history. But it seems to me that that progress is at risk, and some doors still remain closed. The United States has, regretfully from my perspective, never had a female president, and female representation in Congress is disproportionately low. Too many CEO positions and law firm partnerships are held by people of one race and one gender. Women, more than men, continue to struggle to meet the demands of career and family. Too many young women are denied the confidence they need to fulfill their dreams. Race is still a prime determinant in the United States of America. What does this mean for you in our increasingly diverse society where in a relatively short period of time, no one racial group will numerically be a majority? Well, it means that you all, black or white, male or female, Asian or Hispanic, gay or straight, will have to work a little harder to get what you want, that you must be serious in your pursuits, rigorous in your studies, and uncompromising in your commitment to the values that have always defined this country when it has been at its best. But this is not a cause for alarm. It is an opportunity to rise to this newest challenges as graduates of this school have always done in the past. Yours is, I truly believe, the generation that will remove the last barriers that continue to confront too many in our country. It is your hard work that will ensure that finally all of our people will truly have the same choices and the same opportunities. But adulthood is about more than opportunity and challenge. It is also about responsibility. As adults, you assume certain responsibilities to the community and to the society that have given you the chances that you now have. Conscientious adults are knowledgeable about the major public concerns facing the nation, and they participate in the democratic process in an informed and responsible fashion. So I implore you to dedicate yourselves to fulfilling these responsibilities. As qualified, well-trained young people, as collegiate graduates, it is incumbent upon you to do so. Now, contrary to what you may have heard, childhood and adolescence are not necessarily the best days of your lives. Growing up has always been a difficult and trying experience, and this era is certainly no exception. American youths are daily faced with a number of dangers and temptations, many of which are familiar to you all. Drug and alcohol abuse are sadly too common among too many teenaged children. Violence is a daily part of life in many communities, and teenagers often bear the brunt of tragic acts of that violence. Our schools themselves have not been spared the violent impulses of society, and events in too many places have graphically highlighted the horrors of violence in educational venues. At the root of the social problems of youth violence, I believe, and substance abuse are profoundly lonely and alienated children, many of whom are unable to visualize any happiness or success in their immediate or in their distant futures. A lack of parental or adult guidance and support characterizes the experiences of many of our most isolated youth, and their low feelings of self-worth could generally be improved through stable contact with caring adults. Now, as high school graduates and as young adults, you are in a unique position to successfully reach out to these young people who are at risk. You are not, as people of my generation, 20, 30, 40, 50 years removed from the problems, frustrations, and pressures of being young. You therefore can relate to the struggle that kids face better than older adults can. Children frequently look up to people your age and have a good deal of respect for you because they want to be like you. Young, successful adults such as yourselves are superb role models for children to follow. Children can picture themselves as successful high school graduates and college students. They have much more trouble imagining, as I said, their more distant futures. So your experiences are not so remote from theirs, and you can provide an excellent example of the character and accomplishments to which they should aspire. I therefore strongly urge you to get involved somehow with efforts to improve the welfare of children. Most colleges sponsor a variety of programs designed to reach out to at-risk kids. So become a mentor, become a tutor, become a vital, responsible part of your new community. Use your unique talents and your abilities to become stable, caring, and supportive adult influences on children in those communities. Too many children today are starved for the kind of attention that you are capable of giving. You have a tremendous amount to offer to them. Be sure to live up to your responsibility to children on their path to adulthood. They need your support. Mature adults, I think, also have a second critical responsibility: interest and participation in the public affairs of our nation. It is all too easy to become disinterested, cynical towards serious issues of public policy due to the ugliness of the political environment that surrounds them. Our public discourse, particularly on television, seems to favor soundbite and personal attack over rational discussion and debate. Needless to say, it is easy to get turned off by the general coarseness that surrounds our political world at this time and the seeming disconnection between policymaking and fact-finding. Now, that said, I implore you to avoid cynicism and apathy about issues of public interest. Public service is a noble endeavor. Public service is a noble endeavor. You must be involved in the issues of the day. And I say this because beneath what falsely passes today as genuine political interaction, there lie extremely important substantive issues about the kind of society in which we want to live. These are the sorts of basic, significant questions about which all Americans should have an opinion and have a role in solving. The environment, the role of government, the responsibility of the individual, the continuing need to address race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, and ethnicity in our society. The only way to formulate opinions on these issues is to be truly informed about them and the nature of the system that we have in place, and to be conversant with the various proposals for altering our condition. Now, only by paying attention to our politics and by researching the facts can you become informed about these issues. Cheap and easy cynicism towards politics is not the path of responsible and thoughtful adults, and certainly not collegiate graduates. Now, undoubtedly, some of you will make government or politics your career choice. Others among you will become leaders in the scientific, technical, commercial, or artistic worlds. All of you are graduates of a great school that has instilled in you the skills of analytic reasoning and independent creative thinking. Therefore, all of you, regardless of your career choice, have a particular responsibility and a particular contribution to make to our public discourse. Whatever your career choice, make public service in some form, a continuing part of your lives. Those to whom much is given, much is expected. You are all particularly well situated to develop thoughtful, reasonable, and I think creative analyses of our public policy problems, and you certainly have the intellectual power to come up with new solutions to those problems. Our public debate would be greatly enhanced by voices such as yours, and a country enhanced by the answers you will undoubtedly develop to questions too long unresolved in our nation. So, become involved. You have much to contribute to our public decision-making process. Now, this sense of duty, this sense of obligation has always been the way with graduates from this school. You are the best and you are the brightest. All of us would benefit from your involvement. Now, adulthood brings with it many mundane responsibilities. However, I do believe that the two obligations that I have discussed are among the most important that responsible adults assume. If you dedicate yourselves to promoting the welfare of children, and if you become and remain active in public service and public discourse, I guarantee that you will enjoy good lives. You will be humane, thoughtful, compassionate, and responsible adults, and you will help those around you aspire and achieve to the fullest extent of their abilities. So as I conclude, let me share a cautionary note. Let me assert an unassailable conclusion. The fact that you have prodigious talents does not guarantee that you will make a substantial contribution to our society. That achievement will not be the product of your high school grades, the prestige of the college you attend, or the level of your ultimate income. It will not even be the product of the good values that you may hold dear. It can only result from your own initiative and your own actions. Now, the way to make a contribution to your community is to put your talent and your values into action. Do not be a mere observer. Be a meaningful participant. I implore you not to let any ounce of your almost unlimited promise go unfulfilled. You owe it to yourselves, you owe it to your families gathered here today, and you owe it to the society that has watched and helped you flourish and which now deserves to reap the benefits of your growth. In closing, I issue a challenge today to commit your lives to something higher than profit or power. I challenge you to make your primary objective not doing well, but doing good in the world. If not now, then when? And if not you, again, the best and the brightest, then who? I implore all of you to embrace the coming years and to make them your own. I urge you to craft new solutions to the old problems that continue to bedevil us and find innovative, contemporary ways to deal with future concerns. Now, always remember that positive change is possible, but it is not promised. Dr. King said that the arc of the moral universe is long and it bends towards justice. But the reality is that arc only bends when talented, dedicated people like yourselves put their hands on that arc and pull it towards justice. You must not look at this imperfect world and consign yourself to merely existing in it. You must use your formidable skills and power that you have, or that you will acquire, to make it better. So I wish you all the best, and I offer congratulations to everyone for your accomplishments on this very special of days. But remember, the time is now. The responsibility is now yours. You are now the shapers of this nation in this still relatively young century. Have faith in your abilities and trust in the values that have been honed in you at this great school. Be the change. Be the change that our world so desperately needs. I wish you all good luck and Godspeed. Thank you.
Please stand for America.
for people and things that were before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that were before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. I love you more.
My fellow classmates, underclassmen, parents, family members, Dr. Levison, Mr. Temple, Mr. Basin, and Reverend Boss, welcome. Thanks to Mr. Holder for his amazing speech, and thanks to the Undutchables for that incredible performance. When I was first told that I would be speaking at graduation, jokes, stories, and outlandish ideas began rushing through my head. As I sat down at my laptop, I couldn't help but think that my speech was missing something essential to the collegiate experience, something that I knew all of my classmates, underclassmen, and faculty alike could connect to, a sense of arrogance and a know-it-all attitude that defines this school. So with that in mind, I've decided to share some pieces of advice that I think all collegiate students should keep in mind as they leave this place that many of us have shared for most of our lives and venture off to college. 1, meet new people. In our long careers at Collegiate, many of us have formed close friendships and made best friends that have lasted for years. These are duos like Harry and Stephen, Austin and Corey, Omar and Cecily, and Henry Haas and either Alex Elmer Nico, depending on what mood he's in. These bonds have withstood disagreements, fights, and messy breakups, but they always seem to have a way of working themselves out. 2, don't try to transplant collegiate culture and experiences wherever you go. I'm sure there will be the urge for certain seniors to ignore my advice. In the likely event that some of my classmates try to find the Upsilon Bantu's Upsilon fraternity, people will not like you. While you may have fond memories of courtyard soccer and shooting the breeze in the student center, most of those should remain just that, memories. Besides, Collegiate's culture isn't really that substantial. While I'm sure we're all going to miss being here, everyone can picture a pretty standard collegiate day. First, you come into school, say good morning to Herman, and awkwardly try to figure out whether or not you're over the age threshold to fist bump him. You walk by Kwame and Rai sitting silently outside the bench of Mr. Green's office and wonder whether they're good friends or brutal enemies. you poke your head into Mr. Green's office and see that Max Adelman is already yelling that he can't be expected to do homework for at least 2 months because his pet bird has a hernia. You visit the student center, and for some reason, Aaron is already asleep on the couch. You go up to the cafeteria to try to find a bagel that isn't too stale. You see Eric frantically trying to finish some reading. You ask what it is, and he responds that it's for his 3rd independent philosophy project on the pedagogy of ontological reasoning. Oh, and did you know he's going to Yale? Dante is sitting across the table, drinking tea and eating 5 oranges, insisting that 5 oranges and tea is what models and bodybuilders eat to lose weight. Well, by now it's time for your first class. You see Malcolm come into the room and sit down, even though he's not in this class and never has been. You finish your morning classes and soon it's lunchtime. Henry Hunter is angrily demanding that you go to Bagel Talk with him. David is trying to find a group to go to Grand Szechuan. And Max Schuessler is holding a fistful of loose dollar bills and searching for coins in the Student Center couch cushions so he can afford just one more special fried rice at La Caridad. What a vibrant school culture. 3, make good connections. You never know how people will turn out, so don't get on their bad side for no reason. Even some of us, the class of 2017, could become incredible successes in our lives. Hunter, for example. He may design a new electric car that is powered by the sun and the natural shifting of the Earth's tectonic plates and become a billionaire who changes the world forever. Or he could be a crazy hermit with a dirty sofa collection. Equally possible. How about Alex Ohm? Maybe we come back for our 15th reunion and he, with just a small loan of $1 million, has made over $10,000 selling his old MacBooks. Andrew will certainly be one of the top dogs on Wall Street and in the vineyard. Stephen will be vice president of his co-op board. Harry will be starring as Man 1 in a Walgreens commercial. And Josh Lee will be serving as Henry Haas's personal full-time understudy. That leads me to the 4th piece of advice. Remember what you learned here. Collegiate has taught us so many valuable skills that we'll continue to use in college and for the rest of our lives. The math department has taught, at least some of us, basic arithmetic, algebra, and eventually calculus, allowing math whizzes like Uday and Ephraim to thrive, and allowing George Kramer to annoy Miss Foley into giving him an A. The history department has led us on an in-depth inquiry into the past. Throughout our collegiate careers, we've learned American history, Latin American history, history of US elections, and American history. Some of us were also provided with real-life work experiences. Over the summer, Joshua Peter, Raynor, and I all helped Dr. Keith work on her book and learned important skills, such as picking up your check at the beginning of the summer so that they can't withhold it when they find out that all of your research was just copied from Wikipedia. Dr. Gong in the science department taught his research students the most important lessons of all, that even if you cure cancer, it means nothing if you miss the deliverable deadline. The English department helped us develop our writing skills to tremendous new heights, or at least that's what they like to say. All I know is when I entered Dr. Bresnick's class in 10th grade, I could barely string together a sentence. By the end of that year, I knew everything I'd ever need to know about anything. I don't even know why they made me go to school after that. And his son Elias sounds like a pretty cool dude. The foreign language department taught us the value of an expanded worldview and international communication skills. Thomas would go on to prove himself in the discipline of classics, demonstrating a complete understanding of Latin and Greek. Alex Bacchus would master Spanish by the end of middle school and would move on to learning Italian, Russian, and Arabic. Even people like James would eventually be able to string together vaguely relevant sentences like, I to go to the house, and I am no talk now, under the tutelage of Senor Carranza. The arts department opened our eyes to a wide range of artistic media,
including music, theater, photography, drawing, and even ceramics. Justin Chang and Daniel Lee became virtuoso classical musicians, and for some reason decided to use their skills to play Freebird for hours and hours on end. Under the guidance of Mr. Child and Mr. Sweeney, Merrick and I learned how to act and how to direct. We learned and performed the works of great playwrights like Shakespeare, Tennessee Williams, and Edward Albee. We also learned that everything in the world is annoying and learned how to better complain about it. And of course, one can't talk about a proper, well-rounded collegiate education without mentioning the athletics department. I think I speak for the whole of the class of 2017 when I say that we will miss nothing about Collegiate more than Dragoslav Novkovic. Under his training, we learned fast-paced contact sports, such as walking in the park, bowling, and badminton. Number 5, be open to change. Being at one small place with the same group of people for years on end means that we never really have the opportunity to fully reinvent ourselves or to stray too far outside of the mold of the standard collegiate student. Every day we're told we have to come to school wearing a nice shirt and tie. We all wear the same collegiate sweatshirts and hats, and we all carry the same books and take similar courses. When we get out into the real world, we will have the freedom to be however and whomever we want. Charles will be able to focus on and expand his rap career. Corey will be able to run as much or as little as he chooses. And Matthew will be able to dress as uniquely and awfully as he wants. I'm not actually qualified to be giving any advice on what to do for after Collegiate, but I am qualified to reflect on what time at Collegiate has given us. And mainly, I think it's helped all of us become real people with real opinions, real interests, and real goals. Collegiate has helped provide a space for all of us to do what we like, and has helped us continue to aim high, even when we fail. We'll all miss going to Collegiate, but hey, if we don't get to stay in this building, then nobody does. Thank you.
parents, faculty, students, Dr. Levison, Mr. Temple, Reverend Boss, Mr. Basin, Mr. Holder, and my fellow members of the class of 2017, good morning. When I started planning for this speech, the first two pieces of advice I got from classmates were, just don't make a reference to Latin or Greek and you'll be fine. And if you make your speech something about classics, I will fall asleep in the first minute. So, in typical collegiate fashion, I completely disregarded the wise advice given to me. Bear with me, and I will try to keep the classical nerdiness to a minimum. Arguably the most pressing question on the mind of the collegiate community recently has been how Collegiate will stay intact as it moves from 78th Street to its new home on 61st. How will we transport the culture of our school to its next location so that it can continue to provide the same remarkable social and academic education? The classical story that stands out to me here is the Aeneid, the founding myth of the Roman Empire. In the Aeneid, when the Greek army finally conquers Troy to end the Trojan War, a young Trojan named Aeneas is chosen by the gods to escape the falling city and sail across the Mediterranean Sea with his followers. His destiny is to establish a new home in Italy for the surviving Trojans. After a long journey to Italy and a vicious war there, Aeneas successfully establishes his new kingdom. He transplants Trojan values, customs, and religions into Italy, and his descendants go on to found Rome. Aeneas' story is analogous to our own relocation. The Trojans, after years of clinging to their besieged old home, must leave as it begins to fall apart and burn down. Collegiate's old building is falling apart as well, and thanks to its lack of AC, it can't be far from burning down either. Aeneas' arrival in his new home is delayed for years by the cruel wrath of the goddess Juno, ours by the cruel wrath of the New York City Department of Buildings. The Trojans lose some companions along the way, while we have had to bid farewell to beloved classmates as well as teachers like Dr. Russell, Mr. Tashoff, Mr. Song, and Ms. Foley. But the similarities don't end there. Italy, where Aeneas is instructed to settle, is a dangerous, unknown, and uncultured land. Collegiate's new neighborhood, Riverside South, sounds almost as terrifying. We will no longer be surrounded by a wide variety of affordable restaurants, and students might even have to cross a street for a slice of pizza. However, student government will undoubtedly assert its dominance in the area, using its limitless power to ensure that collegiate boys receive vital 3% discounts on bacon, egg, and cheeses between 9:35 and 10:15 on the first Tuesday of every 30-day month. Aeneas' most crucial task is finding a new home for Trojan religion and culture. In its next year, Collegiate will face a similar challenge of preserving its culture and spirit at 301 Freedom Place South. Some of the characteristics that Aeneas passes on to his Roman descendants actually apply to collegiate students as well. We have fierce loyalty, strong pride in our community, and, of course, an unquestioning deference to authority. Just ask Mr. Green. But what are the truly defining qualities of collegiate that we need to protect? The most obvious one is rigor. Collegiate's repetitive homework assignments, lengthy readings, and blatant violations of the 2-3-4 rule have inured us to hard work, and the high standards of our faculty push us to constantly improve our writing and thinking. Rigor, however, is not unique to Collegiate. What separates Collegiate from the rest of the pack is our genuine passion for what we learn here, and that starts with the faculty. Our teachers come to each period with enthusiasm, and when they trigger our interest, they do not hesitate to diverge from the curriculum and explore what excites us. Mr. Doster presents us with random proofs before class, just so we can enjoy a new challenge every day. Dr. Keller stops our translating after one line to discuss the broader meaning of a Greek text. Dr. Sigismondi spends a full month of physics class teaching us non-AP material to give us a better understanding of electricity. When our teachers are most effective, we walk out of old building classrooms too engaged in discussion and debate to notice that the air around us no longer reeks of body odor. The next aspect of Collegiate we must preserve is the humor that pervades the school. Playful banter with Senor Baena and Ms. Foley, along with Bresnik lectures that devolve into comedy skits, keep students lively and engaged every day. At Collegiate, we become proficient at making fun of each other and of ourselves, as a quick flip through the journal's horoscopes and satire column will indicate. With this playful attitude, we manage to keep each other in check and make every stressful school day a bit more carefree. Our school's rigor, the passion with which we are taught and learn, and the humor we bring to every moment combine to create the collegiate brotherhood we hear about so often. So, to the sophomores and juniors who are still awake, keep working hard, find what excites you, and have fun along the way. By doing so, you will carry Collegiate's culture with you to the new building and preserve the environment we know and love. Finally, to the rest of the class of 2017. We will no longer be collegiate students when the school moves, but as we go off on our own little Aeneads to 32 different universities across the country, we can't abandon the values that have shaped our education. Rather than despairing that our time here has come to an end, let's use what Collegiate has taught us to make our next 4 years a worthy adventure. Of course, we should open ourselves up to new experiences and new people this fall, but we must also strive to implant what we have here in our new communities. If we continue to work hard and learn passionately without losing our sense of humor, we will have taken advantage of everything Collegiate has given us, and the rest of our lives will be as invigorating and memorable as the years we've spent together here. Thank you.
The Head Boy Award, the Head Boy Medal is awarded annually to that boy in the senior class who, in the opinion of faculty and his classmates, has best exemplified in his years at Collegiate leadership in studies, athletics, and activities, devotions to the principle of good conduct, and loyalty to the school. This year's head boy greets the world with compassion and respect. His talents abound, deeply committed to his community and remarkably passionate in all his endeavors. He works with steady calm. As a member of the community, this student engages his peers to support each other and the causes outside of the school walls. He is an athlete, a talented writer and editor, a musician, and an impressive scholar. His compassion and hard work raised the bar for the entire community. I am pleased to announce that this year's head boy is Benjamin Matthew Raylon Hope.
Please rise.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to see that Virgil is alive and well on the Upper West Side. My job today is to wish you all well on behalf of the Board of Trustees. You are the accumulation of 13 years of feeding and watering. You're what Collegiate is all about. You and your families should be very proud and very relieved. This is a long-awaited moment for you, freedom. You go with our best wishes and our confidence. Who you are and what you do will shape how people see us. But wherever you go and whatever you do, you are part of us, and we will remember you always. And we hope that Collegiate is always part of who you feel you are. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your dedication, and thank you for your love of Collegiate. Our thanks to your families for their confidence and trust in Collegiate and for their support. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you for success and happiness. Now it's my privilege to present the 2017 Wilson Parkhill Fellowship. The Wilson Parkhill Fellowship, which recognizes exemplary teaching and commitment to professional growth, is named in honor of Collegiate's legendary headmaster, who served in this capacity from 1934 to 1959. This year's recipient has given the lie to the notion that boys want nothing more than to sleep in. She is the first to arrive every morning and the first to find her classroom full of boys. Sometimes they're there for extra help, but often just to do their homework in the comfort and inspiration of her presence. Her teaching is so lucid that just looking at her in the eye and asking a question often leads the student to an answer. And when an answer is ventured, it is never good enough, never the end of the problem. Her famous two-word retort to any answer, "But why?" signals over and over again that good intention or just masquerading an algorithm is not what mathematics is all about. Rather, it is about deep logic and understanding, not about being right, but about the rightness of an explanation. No wonder she can teach naturally and effortlessly across divisions, initiating middle schoolers into their first really hard math class and coaching 10th graders to success in one of the most difficult classes in the upper school curriculum. And she does so in a manner that boys naturally trust, with candor, humor, truth, and unerring affection for each and every student. For her brilliant teaching, for her broad reach across the school, and most of all, for the universal trust that her tough love of boys has earned her over the years, I am honored to present this year's Wilson Parkhill Fellowship to Mihaela Nicolescu.
Dr. Levison, Mr. Basin, it is my honor to present to you the class of 2017.
Maximilian Leon Adelman. Nathan Benjamin Ashani. Alexander Nazir Leonard Bacchus. Justin Daniel Hollins Berman. Samuel Lewis Bither. Rainer Alexander Bon Ashpole. Patrick Arthur Brady. Malcolm Corbin Brainerd. Benjamin Chu. Justin Fu Chang. Rai Granada Courier. Stephen Cole Kushner. Matthew Charles Ozerski. Luis Salvatore Gomez. Henry Anthony Haas. Benjamin Matthew Wailoon Ho. Jack Charles Hogan. Ian Harrison Holzer. William Henry Fitzhugh Hunter. Michael Joseph Katz. Jack Christopher Korologus. Ephraim David Kozadoy. George William Wilding Kramer. Giovanni A. Lavoie. Daniel Youngjun Lee. Joshua Z. Lee. Andrew Taylor Sutton Lewis. Henry Yuan Liu. Nicholas J. Lavanos. Thomas Constantine Maharis. Dante Joseph Mangiaracina. Reggie Jack Mennett. Corey Devin Modell. David Zhongwang Moon. Uday G. Nagpal. Philip Wilhelm Nielsen. Austin Joseph Perlmutter. Joshua Peter. James Gabriel Ringler. Marek Aldrich Rodriguez. Habib Sabet. Evan Michael Schaefer. Charles Francis Schurmeister. Max Schuschler. Lucas Riegel Steinbach. Hunter Christian Stump. Kwame Scipio Tanis. Alexander Raymond Anthony Ohm. Raylan Van Blake II. Eric Jason Wallach. Nelson Salt Walsh, Jr. Aaron Wong. Omar Zakaria. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017. Before bidding farewell to the class of 2017, I'd like to say thank you. To the class of 2017 parents, thank you for your enthusiastic engagement in the life of the school. Thank you for your trust and faith in the faculty and staff. To the Board of Trustees, thank you for your dedicated and tireless work on behalf of the school. Your steadfast commitment and principled stewardship inspires us all. We are indebted to you for your foresight and leadership. To my colleagues, thank you for your intellectual engagement, curiosity, diligence, and personal generosity. I know students and parents are profoundly grateful for your conscientious and substantial efforts on behalf of students. To the class of 2017, may you be known for treating others with respect, kindness, and compassion. May you be known for your integrity. May your word mean something because you will, to the best of your ability, honor your commitments, large and small. May the words of the West Point Cadet Prayer inspire you to act with moral courage by choosing the harder right rather than the easier wrong. May you do the right thing, the noble thing, even when others aren't looking. To the class of 2017, thank you for your devotion to each other and to your school. Your purposeful and moral leadership this year set a magnificent example for younger students. Your generous spirit, abundant energy, and social consciousness have enriched our community. Thank you. Congratulations and Godspeed, class of 2017. All students, please stand for the farewell song.